So you've been thinking about making the move to Bentonville, Arkansas. It's got great schools, it's got a good economy, it's a safe place. Heck, even Walmart is headquartered here. Well, in today's video, we're gonna give you all of those pros along with a few cons so that you know exactly what you're getting into when making the move to Bentonville, Arkansas. So stay tuned. My name is Chris Mutry and I am with the Agent Plus Real Estate Group right here in Northwest Arkansas. Now, if this is your first time to the channel, this is Living in the Ozarks, where we go over everything you would ever need to know when it comes to living in and moving to the Northwest Arkansas area. So if this is your first time here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as the little notification bell, because we put out videos every single week, multiple videos in fact, showing you exactly what it's like to live and to move to this area. And as much as we love making these videos, we would love even more to help you accomplish your real estate goals. So that number popping up below, be sure to give us a call, shoot us a text. You can even email us if you prefer to contact us that way. However you guys want to reach out, go ahead and reach out, and we'd absolutely love to help you make the move here. All right, so with all that being said, let's go ahead and jump into this video where we are going to give you our top pros as well as our top cons of living in Bentonville, Arkansas. Alright guys, so if you are anything like me, then you would rather get the bad news first and save the good stuff for the end. So we're gonna go ahead and start it off with our first con. So con number one is going to be the cost of living here in Bentonville. Now, if you are from somewhere, say like California or another big metropolitan area where the prices have skyrocketed, not only this year, but in the years past, then this may not be so much a con for you. But if you compare Bentonville prices, the cost of living when it comes to the housing prices, with the rest of this area, then it definitely can add up to be an actual con here, because it is one of the most expensive areas in all of Northwest Arkansas. So to elaborate and to give you some numbers, the average sale price here in Bentonville is anywhere around $325,000 to about $350,000. So somewhere in that range is where we see the average sale price land from month to month. And that actually doesn't even show you where it gets really expensive in Bentonville, which is the downtown area close to the square. So there by the square, you can end up paying $300, $350, even $400+ per square foot, which is absolutely insane compared to the rest of the metro, like I was saying. So the average price per square foot in this metro rarely reaches over $200 per square foot. So whenever you compare that to Bentonville, which is actually can sometimes be double that of the average for this area, that can definitely end up being a con for Bentonville, Arkansas. Now, I do want to say this though, there's definitely some affordable areas in Bentonville. So if you just get away from that downtown area, even by a few blocks, you can see those prices get cut in half even. So there is still hope for you if you are looking to move to Bentonville and you want to stay in these really affordable prices that this area is known for, then you can still find it in Bentonville. I will tell you, it's not impossible, but it can be very, very hard depending on what your price point is and what you are actually looking for. If you are willing to get away from that downtown area, you know, like the square and where they have like the 8th Street Market and all that stuff, and just go a few blocks out, then you can find some more affordable pricing to where it's going to come down and hit closer to that average price per square foot like we see in the rest of this metro. All right, so enough of the bad news. Let's go ahead and get to our first pro, which has to be the different type of houses here. So yes, like we were saying with that first con, they can be more expensive depending on which area that you pick to actually live in. There is the advantage of that There's so many different types of houses here. So whether you're looking for a ranch style house, a older house in a older established neighborhood, a new construction, a new remodeled house, down there where it is more expensive there by the downtown square. They're taking all of those older homes and remodeling them. Like I said, they are more expensive, but they're absolutely amazing houses. So if you're looking for that type of a lifestyle, if you're looking for to just live in a normal subdivision, we have that. If you're looking for condo, loft, to where you can be closer to downtown and have all of the walkability, which a lot of people are really enjoying, being close to those biking trails that we are known for here. I mean, Bentonville is the mountain biking capital of the world after all, so if that's an important part, which for some people I know that it is, there's tons of options here for that in all of the different styles of houses and lifestyle that you can have here. So pro number one has to be just all of the different types of houses and the different types of lifestyles that you can pursue here in Bentonville. All right, so I hate to say it, but we got to go ahead and get back to some of the bad news and go with con number two. So con number two is just going to be the scarcity of houses here. Yes, they are always building new construction. They are always, flipping these older houses and remodeling them, but it is growing so fast. I mean, everyone wants to be in Bentonville for the most part, so with that comes it's just a lot more competitive housing market here. So it's not, like I was saying, it's not impossible, but it is harder than some of these other areas around here. But if you want to be in Bentonville, we can make that happen for you. But just know that you are very likely to get into a bidding war, and I would even say this carries over just to the west to Centerton, which basically is a part of Bentonville now. It's like a suburb of Bentonville, really, but they connect. The city limits actually connect, and that's where a lot of people choose to live whenever they get beat out of say, the inner part of Bentonville, or they can't actually find something, then they'll actually move over to Centerton, which is basically turning into Bentonville now for the most part. It can definitely be very difficult to actually get a house here. Now that is going to be different depending on your price range. So if you're looking for, that $250 to $350, which we do have houses like that here in Bentonville, it is extremely, extremely tough. In that case, you can definitely get into those bidding wars to where, something's listed for say $230 and you end up paying $270, $280, or even $300K for it, and having somewhat of an appraisal gap there, which I have my opinion about. I would hate to get you into a house upside down, but if the location is more important and then you are willing to absorb that and eventually roll that into some equity, then I'm all for it. But just know that that is something that you very well may have to end up doing, or at least considering in those lower price ranges. Now, if you are looking, say, $350 to the $500,000 range, then that does get a little bit easier depending on your actual area. Now, if you're wanting to, be at $500,000 and be right there in the downtown Bentonville area, that can be pretty tough still. You're still going to kind of end up in that same situation. It just depends on the location and your price range. So if you get above that $500,000, then homes do start being a little bit easier to get you into. So depending on your price range, like I said, does not matter if you are at the bottom or at the very, very top, we can still find you that perfect house. You just got to reach out to us so that we can help you out and get you into that new home. All right, so back with some good news, we're going to go with pro number two, which is probably one of the biggest reasons why a lot of people want to be in the Bentonville area, and that's got to be the schools here. So here in Bentonville, they have the highest rated school district in the entire state of Arkansas. They also have more A ratings than any other place by the Arkansas Department of Education in the entire state. So it is an amazing school system. Doesn't matter what grade your kids are in, whether it's an elementary school, middle school, high school, any of that stuff. They have excellent schools no matter the grade. So if you have kiddos and you want to get them into the best possible school district in the area, then you cannot go wrong with Bentonville. Like I said, top rated. It's got the most A ratings from anywhere in the entire state, and it really is an amazing school district. Now, the reason for that obviously is because, Walmart's here, so a lot of those tax dollars go there and all the other stuff that goes along with that. So they do have the most funding. It is a really good school system. I cannot preference that and say that enough just because of how excellent it actually is. And if you aren't going to go the public school route, then there's still a lot of good private schools and private institutions. And there's actually a pretty big percentage of kids too in the whole Northwest Arkansas area for that matter that actually choose to homeschool. So I know that's not really specific to Bentonville, but just something to throw in there if you are someone who has kids and you're thinking about possibly homeschooling. There is a big number of parents who do elect to go ahead and homeschool their kids, and why it's such a good area to homeschool here is because there is quite a few that actually do it. So there's a lot of sporting events, there's a lot of different like after school things and meetups, and a lot of good programs for homeschoolers. So like I said, I know that's not so much for Bentonville, but just wanted to throw that in there in case you were curious about it, and hopefully that gives you some information if you are thinking about homeschooling. But back to Bentonville more specifically, like I said, school systems are top rated, best school systems in the entire state, so it has to be a huge pro for Bentonville, Arkansas. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get on to our last con here. So con number 3 is going to be the traffic here in Bentonville. Now, I've gotten a lot of flack in some of my videos because everyone says that there's no traffic here compared to bigger areas. I think it's just your own perspective depending on where you are from. I'm from a small town in Missouri, about an hour away from here, and whenever we moved here, to me the traffic was absolutely dreadful. So it's just going to depend. Like, I understand if you're coming from California, Chicago, New York, anywhere like that, then the traffic obviously is nothing compared to what you are used to. But if you are comparing it to the rest of the Northwest Arkansas area, this is definitely one of the busiest cities in the entire metro. Fayetteville might have them beat out whenever it comes to traffic with all the college kids back into school, but for the most part, I would definitely say that Bentonville is the most traffic that you're going to run into in your normal rush hour times. So the reason for that is because everyone wants to be here because it is such a good place. Like we said, the schools, the different types of housing, Walmart, home office is here. So with all of those people wanting to be here, obviously the traffic can get slammed. It is also something to point out that since it's been growing at such a rapid pace, that the infrastructure is catching up, but I would say personally, in my personal opinion, it's not actually there yet. So some of the road systems are still too small. Some of the roads are real narrow. They're doing a really good job at trying to keep up with it, but it's just something that takes some time to go ahead and catch up to. But with that, you can definitely run into a lot of traffic, not only because of the rush hours times, but also because of the road construction. So in Bentonville, traffic is definitely a real thing compared to the rest of the metro, and it can definitely be a hassle whenever it comes to getting around in those rush hour times. If you are leaving, say you're leaving for work at 6 a.m., I would say anywhere to about 9:30 a.m., then like exit 85 can get really, really bad because that's the main area where people come out of, like Centerton, also exit 86. So keep that in mind. Obviously, whenever you have lived here for long enough, you'll be able to find some different back ways, but that can definitely be kind of a pile up there from people getting onto the interstate to go ahead and go to work in some of these other cities too. So con number 3, our last con, is going to be traffic in Bentonville, Arkansas. All right, guys, so we made it. We made it to our final pro, which is pro number 3, and it's just going to be all of the fun activities and things to do here in Bentonville. So just in Bentonville, you have places like Crystal Bridges, the Amazium for the kids there next to Crystal Bridges. You have on the downtown area, you have the First Fridays, you have the farmers market, you have the winter market things that they do there, the concert series. You have the 8th Street Market, which is this huge area where they got a bunch of food trucks, of really good restaurants, and you can go out there on the weekends and just hang out and eat out of these food trucks that actually have really, really good food. In the different holiday seasons, they always have something going on downtown by the square and all these other downtown areas. There's great restaurants down there. There's those one-off bars, shops, and restaurants. So you can go and have a unique dining experience there with some places that aren't your mainstream places, which is an excellent option if you want to try something new. All of the trails, like we said, there's these huge trail systems that go through Bentonville, through Crystal Bridges, and obviously through the whole Northwest Arkansas area for that matter. But you have all of these different places that you can come here and enjoy. You can go and rent bikes to take on that trail. So if you're not an everyday biker, then you can come and rent bikes. They actually have like these power bikes. I don't think they have an actual motor on them, but they're like an ease bike to where you can, it's something like to where you can pedal. For like every pedal is like 4 pedals of a normal bike. So that's my kind of bike for sure. But they have all of these just different activities that you can do here. And then obviously the small stuff like amazing parks, amazing walking trails like we were saying. So tons and tons of activities that you can do here in Bentonville, Arkansas without ever leaving the actual city of Bentonville. So if after hearing all these pros and cons of Bentonville and you're still wanting to make the move here, hopefully those cons didn't scare you off, and hopefully those pros and pros made it sound even better for you. And if that's the case, then go ahead and reach out to us. That way we can help you make the move here. We're so much more concerned about your lifestyle than say a particular style of house, or like a 4-bed, 3-bath, anything like that. That stuff can wait. Let's go ahead and figure out what your lifestyle is and what you plan to do on a day-to-day basis. Then we can really fit you to these perfect places. So that obviously is the reason that you got to reach out to us. That way we can help you make the move here and get you in that perfect new Bentonville home. So with all that being said, if you guys have not already, go ahead and hit the subscribe bell. We put out multiple videos every single week showing you what it's like to live and to move to this area, and we would absolutely love to help you guys make the move here to the Bentonville area or to any other area here in the Northwest Arkansas metro. So like I said, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, and we would love to help you make the move here. But until the next time, there should be some more videos popping up here now showing you even more of what it's like to live here in the beautiful Northwest Arkansas area. So go ahead and click on one of those and check out some more of the area. But until the next time, I want to thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.